Alright, this is the beginning state of the factory exhaust. I came out last night and pre-sprayed the bolts. Most of the bolts are, there's one hiding way up under here, two. Pre-sprayed them since I knew this car originally. I got it out of Salt Lake City. It was a Northern Environment car, and I knew it had been daily driven in the winter, so the bolts were possibly a bit rusty, and sure enough they were. This is what the factory exhaust looks like. All that fluid there is from where I sprayed WD-40 on things. Here's the strap hanger bolt that I'm going to have done. Do the factory vacuum valves. The other strap hanger bolt, and those flanges that take the exhaust back to the factory OEM cans that are going to stay on the car, and then the my fingers, the bolts on the rear header flange are coming off the, not the header flange, but coming off the cats, which I guess are part of the headers. And all in all, it looks like it'll be a pretty easy install. I decided to go ahead and just do this at home rather than rent a lift. I'm actually just holding the rear end tires up to be safe with solid concrete blocks. Give me a few extra inches of working room. Got the front wheels chocked, parking lot brakes on. I think the car is nice and stable this way. And we'll be back in a minute with actually beginning to do some work. All right, we're about to do step one in the instructions, which is to remove the flange from the cats. If you look on the back side, you can see that they are actually just pressed in on this side, so you don't need to, I think they're all like that. I haven't been able to see that one yet, but I think that one like over there is going to be pressed in too, and we'll get those out of the way first. One good thing is that on this car all the exhaust flange bolts are much easier to reach than they were on a 997. Either model of that that you guys remember, so you can end up getting to all the flange bolts just fine. And I'm going to cut away while I try to release this one. This is the hardest one to get to, and it's still not all that bad. Okay, while the instructions say that these are in most cases a 13, it turns out on my car these are a 12. So I went ahead and shot them again with a little WD-40 to make removal a little easier, and I'm going to cut away while we take those off. After further examination, it turns out that these are actually 12mm bolts on my car here too. This is a 2014 Carrera S. These are so rusted, I've taken a screwdriver and tried to scrape some of the rust off the sides of the bolts, since the wrench doesn't want to sit down on them properly. And then I'm going to, again, now I'm going to try to see if I can get the wrench up on there and get them off. Hopefully these don't become a problem. My battle with these nuts has continued. Ended up, I'm going to have to, they've ended up at some partial size because of the amount of rust on them, where neither a 12 or 13 are able to turn them off without jumping. So I'm going to cut those off with there, I'm afraid. So there'll be a little delay while I do that. I'll be using a Dremel with a steel cutting tool is my first thought on that. So I will get back with you once I get those off of there. These side straps that are held on here with the Allen wrench, what they do is they loop up on these tongues. That's similar to the way the 997 was done, and once you get it loose enough, you'll just slip it slip it this way. You can see I already got bloodied my knuckle there a little bit. But this will, once I get it a little looser, it will come on and it'll slip off over here, allowing that to drop out. Because of these straps rusting out so bad on the sleeves, the mounting sleeves, I've ended up having to take a Dremel and cut the mounting strap in two. I'm about to cut the other one, and since I can't get the nuts to turn on those, so once I get those off, then that sleeve should loosen up. But you can see how that one popped open pretty far, and should make it loose enough to slide on off when I need to do that. Here's a video of just briefly of using the Dremel to cut that band in two by loosening the tailpipe and pivoting it down. I'm having a hard time pulling it off too. That allows me to get up in through the exhaust opening hole with the Dremel, and then I can cut across this strap. Anyway, that allows me to cut across that strap and cut it all the way in two and get that sleeve off. I went to the Porsche store, parts store, before they closed, fortunately, and managed to get new sleeves. So I should be all set there when I'm ready to put the new exhaust back on. Alright, and now I got both those straps cut into. You can actually come in here with a screwdriver or some other tool and kind of loosen those bands up a little bit. You can see they're not really holding anymore. And that should allow the muffler to slide off, the muffler connection to slide off of here now. Looking at the area up around the side muffler. There's a brace that goes up to the side muffler and connects onto the back side of the where the muffler hooks to the cats. I went ahead and loosened the uppermost bolt you see there and removed the lower bolt up on the side muffler bracket so that I could get this bracket to move away without bending it, to make it easier to remove the center exhaust when I'm ready to do that, once I've released these clamps on this side, which I still have to cut into with my Dremel. Since I'm having so much trouble with seized up things on my mufflers, it turned out that once I got these cut and I kind of work back and forth on things a little bit, that there's a fair amount of side play in the side mufflers once I have those upper brackets disconnected and pulled away up here. But I was able to push them off to the side and slide leave the sleeve sitting on the old muffler and slide the side muffler out of it to the side. I'm close to doing that on the other side as well. I've now removed the hanging straps. I've gotten it off I've gotten the exhaust off the flange on this side, and so now I'm trying to try to work it off that side and then pull the rest of the flange out there on this side. So it looks like I'm not really going to be able to work this off the flange until I get this out of its sleeve here. The sleeve's being a little harder to work with, but it's working its way out. You can possibly see it about a half inch out now. So I'll just keep working at that, pushing the side muffler out to the side, and then I believe that will drop out, and that should allow me to release that side flange, and I think I'll have the thing out of there except for the vacuum valve disconnect. Okay, so I'm going to try setting the camera up on a little tripod. We'll see if I can work this muffler down out of the way here. The tools I've been using out of the way. hoping the vacuum valve disconnect isn't too much of a problem. Everything disconnected. I just have to get it off of there. Oh yeah, I see. So problem I have now is with this tip still sitting up, the feed to it is running into it. So I'm going to have to take this tip and rotate it down like I did the other earlier. All right, I'll be back. Well, as possibly you can see here, this exhaust tip, the bolt for tightening the strap on it snapped off. It was just completely seized up. I ended up having to get out my big torque wrench to turn it, and as soon as it started to turn, it just broke right in two. I had pre-soaked the threads overnight, hoping that was going to be enough to prevent that kind of thing from happening. So anyway, it didn't. And so now I'm going to try to rotate this exhaust down to where I can. And of course, it's pretty seized up, even with the pressure released from it. So I'm going to wade some more with this, and I'll be back. Alright, so now I use the Dremel to cut the band or the side tip, since the screw snapped off, and it was apparently snapped off in a tight position. So I wasn't able to do anything. As soon as I got the band far enough, it just snapped into it, and everything loosened up. So now let's see if we can drop the muffler out without that being in the way. Come on off. Almost off. Let's see if I can come this a little bit further. I don't want to use anything to pry inside the muffler area, so it's not going to fit there. Oh, it came off a little bit. Oh, that's coming down. It'll drop down far enough where I can reach the disconnect up here. I can't even really see it either, hardly. Slack in it now, so that's not holding it. It's just wedged in the hole. There it is. It's maybe just fit in there. And I'd rather have this going far enough. Let's see how I can disconnect that. Let's see it there. Good. Took care of unplugging itself. That's good. And just like we have a clean working space except for removing the old tips and for putting the new exhaust line in. Yay.